The O'Reilly Factor is on tonight. Reports say Israel is ready to attack Iran before the presidential election. That might cause a world war. We'll have a report and hear from Dick Morris on some new terror threats. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thank you for watching us tonight. The winds of war in the Middle East, that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. According to CBS News, Israel is telling President Bush that if he doesn't do something to stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons capability, Israel will attack the Iranians. CBS analyst Michael Oren says that Israel doesn't want to wait for the new American president to be elected before action is taken. Unstated but certainly implied is that Israel believes Barack Obama might win and that he might not be as aggressive toward Iran as the Bush administration is. Now, this presents a number of problems for America and for the world. First, the USA can't attack Iran without alienating much of the planet, including millions of Americans. There's simply no will in this world and in much of this country for an armed confrontation with Iran, no matter what the stakes are. It is important for all of us to realize how fearful many people are these days. If President Bush were to attack Iran without congressional approval, which he wouldn't get, he would be vilified and impeached. So America will not use its military to stop Iran's nuclear aspirations, at least not right now. That leaves Israel. Now, if that country attacks Iran, a full-fledged war will break out in the Middle East. Hezbollah, Hamas, possibly Syria will join together with Iran in striking Israel back. And few countries will help the Israelis. Such a scenario would send world oil prices well above $200 a barrel, causing the whole economy in the world to collapse. Now, that's exactly what the Islamic fascists want: worldwide chaos and the condemnation of Israel and the USA. So the danger is incredible. We're far ahead of this story, ladies and gentlemen. And few world leaders have the guts to confront the situation. The solution is a total economic boycott of Iran. Now, that would cause the country to collapse and the mullahs would be overthrown. But the world is not cooperating. Even here in America, there are people right now helping the Iranians. Far-left loons continue to downplay the danger from that country. And incredibly, the General Electric Corporation continues to do business with Iran. When Goodyear stopped selling tires to Iran in 2006, GE, the parent company of NBC, became the only major company to continue dealing with the mullahs. CEO Jeffrey Immelt admits the situation, saying GE can't quit Iran cold turkey. By the way, Immelt is now being accused of another bad situation by American environmentalists, and we'll have that story coming up. Talking Points believes that many, perhaps most Americans, don't understand the danger the Iranian situation poses now. We urge Israel to be patient, and we urge China and Russia to join NATO in punishing Iran economically. It is not far-fetched to say that Iran's craziness could cause another world war with oil right in the middle of it. And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight. Our pal Dick Morris has a new book out called Fleeced #1 on Amazon.com. The theme is that Americans are getting hammered by many forces, including terrorism. Mr. Morris joins us now. A few hours ago, Gallup tracking, and this has to do with the Iranian thing and your book and a lot. Gallup tracking, you know, their daily poll, came out with Obama and McCain tied at 45. Now, I think it's because of all of this uncertainty. Sure. Everyday Americans are hearing craziness from Iran, craziness in the oil thing, and they're going, do we want to get a rookie in the White House? Am I wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. The more dangerous the global situation gets, the better it is for McCain.
And that's what Charlie Black, McCain's guy, said.
What he meant.
Right.
But, you know, the thing about Iran and the Iranian situation, this government is so vulnerable economically, like you said. Iran is totally dependent on oil and gas. That's 90% of its government revenues. And they're running out of oil. They're sitting atop the second largest reserves in the world, and their production is down by 40% since the Shah left, and domestic demand goes up by 10% a year. It's said that by 2014 they won't have a drop to export. So if we can stop foreign corporations, in addition to GE, but foreign companies, from investing in Iran and helping them get at that oil, we can bankrupt this regime.
But you can't stop them, and
yes,
particularly with Russia and China.
Yes, you can, because Americans and pension funds own huge amounts of stocks in those companies. Now, in my book, Fleeced, I list the 12 worst offenders. And if any of your viewers hold stock in Alcatel-Lucent, BNP Paribas, Hyundai, Siemens, Shell, or any one of 7 other companies that I list there, sell them. There is nothing that could stop that disinvestment faster than the CEOs of those companies watching their bonuses go south.
Absolutely.
Because the stock price drops.
But here's the thing. General Electric has taken a terrible pounding from us, and we're pretty much the only ones reporting on this corrupt company. The stock is down into the mid-20s now. Imminent is, everybody knows what a villain he is, but he's still there.
Yeah.
He's still there. He still runs the company, even though, how long has Iran been killing American Marines and soldiers in Iraq? How long is that?
Sure.
6 years?
Sure.
And they're still doing business with these people?
But if you can leverage individual
I don't know if
investments...
you can. See, Americans should have dumped GE stock No American should hold that stock.
Sure.
So how, if we can't even do it in our own country, how are we going to do it overseas?
Because we have huge leverage in these companies. California, Florida, New Jersey.
You think the government mandates that we have to?
Those states have already divested from companies that do business in Iran. If we can get the rest of the states to follow that lead, we can so rapidly cut off the investment in those companies that Iran
That's a great idea.
The oil.
And I want to, again, if you want to know the companies, it's in Dick Morris's book, Fleeced. Now, you also write about terrorism. And how Americans aren't being told the truth about it because of the corrupt media.
That's right.
Explain that.
What the media is doing is whenever there's a terror attack, they write, these guys were Keystone cops. They never could have pulled it off.
We saw that. Right.
Like they attacked Fort Dix we're going to attack Fort Dix.
Right.
And they said none of them had military training. Well, one of them was a trained sniper. They said the Kennedy Airport, the New York Times put the plot to bomb it on page 826, claiming that they had no way of pulling it off, but they had a guy inside the cargo facility. In all of these situations where Ray Kelly says the Brooklyn Bridge was seriously in jeopardy.
That's the police commissioner of New York City, Ray Kelly.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The Times writes that, this was far from reality.
Okay, so why does the New York Times and other media downplay the terror threat? What's in it for them?
You said it yourself. The Gallup polls tied. The more people get upset about terror, the more they accurately appreciate the danger we face, the more likely they are to vote for McCain. That's what's in it for them.
Okay, and plus you do the civil liberties thing, the Guantanamo thing, all of that is tied
Guantanamo, there are 485 people we've let out of Guantanamo. 50 of them have been killed or captured by our forces again.
So more than 10% of the people we've released
are back fighting us. Many more than
killed or captured. There could be more, but these are the ones we got.
Us. We had to kill them or capture them again.
That's a pretty stunning thing. Now, you also detail that there's a Society of American Journalists. Is that it?
Professional journalists.
Professional journalists. It's a big organization, more than 10,000 journalists. I'm not in it, but I've checked it out. It doesn't seem to be run by kooks. But they have a whole list of things designed to tell journalists not to emphasize the terror danger.
This is a big expose in our book, which we haven't talked about until this program. The Society of Professional Journalists, SPJ, go online and spj.com, has diversity guidelines, which we reprint in our book. And that is why the media, or how the media, is downplaying the war on terror. They say you may not mention the word Islamic extremist or Muslim terrorist. Don't mention the word jihad. When covering extremist groups, talk about the Ku Klux Klan and white groups. When you show a bombing scene, show dark-skinned people grieving.
And these are all on this website
all spelled out.
Down.
All
and it's
spelled
the same reason that they want to promote a more liberal political power structure.
And these are instructions to journalists, diversity guidelines. They say, do not use the phrase Muslim extremists because it types a religion with a political act.
All right. I read Morris's book. The reason it's a good book is because there's a lot of very new stuff that you've never heard. Okay, that's why I'm recommending it. It's not a rehash. This is new stuff. Book is Fleeced, #1 on Amazon. Thank you, Dick. Next on the